Diane. So for me, I'm a huge Stephen Covey fan. So I always also like his admonition to begin with the end in mind always resonates with me. And so to me, the most impactful thing I could think about is exactly that. Begin with the end in mind. Think about what is the story you're trying to tell and who is your audience? Because there's all sorts of data that could be collected. And so what we sort of had to learn is that we need to really think about our audience. So for example, up until 18 months ago, we reported into the sales organization. And I know you probably know from your work with ABPM, it's a pretty good mix where some organizations, some programs report to sales, others report to marketing. So because we were so long reporting to sales, all of the metrics we gathered were around how are we helping sales. So we reported on revenue touch, win rates, deal size, et cetera, et cetera. When we moved into marketing, I have to confess, talk about a lesson learned here, I just continued with that same thought process and those same metrics. And from my manager and her manager, which is our CMO, I sort of got somewhat interesting, but I couldn't understand why they weren't really jazzed about what I thought were great revenue touch numbers. What I learned eventually, though, is that ultimately they just care about, and let me be careful, yes, ultimately in a company, everybody should care about the revenue and growth of the company. But the person you're talking to at that point in time, they care about their world. So in the world of, if you're talking to the CMO, they're interested in things like demand contributed pipeline, marketing accelerated pipeline. So we had to learn how to speak that language and deliver analytics and data in those terms. So for us, I would say that's probably the most impactful thing that we had to learn was understand your target audience and make sure that the story you're telling will resonate with that target audience, because that's all data is, it's telling stories.